What up? I'm B and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things true crime and current events. Oh, it looks like we have gone black. There we go. Okay. That was super weird. It was a blank screen. But hi, hello, welcome. This is my first Q&A ever and I am super excited. So I'll go ahead and wait a minute or so, let people have a chance to get in here for the notifications to go out, and then we'll get started. So if you are in here, say hi, say what's up. I can't wait to hang out with you. All right. Oscar's in here. Hey, Oscar, and South of Grace and Becca. Hi, you guys. South of Grace, real quick. Can I go ahead and make you a moderator? If not, it's fine. But I had asked in the last stream, but it was close to the end, and so I don't think I got around to it. Josie, Shani. I'm gonna say your name wrong. Is it Shaneed? If it is, hi. If it's not, hi. I'm sorry. Tasha, pause Mad Men for this. Oh, that is so nice of you. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up some questions here. Looks like this is all working. All right. Cool. Okay, great. Thank you. I just figured sometimes the chat gets like wild. It pops off a little bit. And so I want to give Oscar's usually like the one in here, like putting people in timeout and everything. I'm like, I want to give him a chance to like hang out and enjoy it and not constantly be worried if he's the only one in here. So I want to get like a few different moderators. Cool. So I added you there. And I also have Becca in here, which is cool. Just general statement. Keep an eye on stuff. Anything, I don't know, homophobic, transphobic, racist, stuff like that. Cut it out. If there's disagreeing or comments that like we don't think are super nice, but don't fall under that category, you can go ahead and leave them. So let me go ahead and pop this open. No. Sinead. Okay. I'm gonna remember it. It's Sinead. Oscar, people be wild. They go off sometimes and I don't catch it. So I appreciate you always holding it down. Courtney is in here. Hi, Courtney. Got a blue moon. And basically what we'll go ahead and do is I will just answer the questions that I have. I did post a community tab post as well as to Instagram like questions. So I've got a few questions on there, and then if we get through with those and anyone else wants to ask any questions, feel free. This is super interesting. So, all right, let me go ahead and go to my community tab. And we'll answer, I think there was only one question over there. So, oh, there is something kind of interesting that was on here too that we'll talk about. But, so this is from Onajiri, but I don't see them in here. They said, Oscar, go get water. It's important. Okay, so Onajiri said, this might seem a little more self-indulgent or self-centered, but do you ever recognize people who regularly come to your streams or come to your channel? Some people like me, Joker's Ghost, Oscar, etc., etc. Also, so with that question, I do. Like, it takes a while for me to recognize people, but after a few times of coming in here, I do remember. And I also remember you a lot better if you like follow me on Instagram or Twitter and your picture's the same, because then I like see you more often. But sometimes people have like a different picture or completely different name on Twitter, and then I see them in here and I'm like, I think it's that person, but I don't know. But I definitely recognize people and names, and even if I don't remember like exact conversations we've had, I'll be like, I know this person, I've seen them before. And then they also asked, what do I think about the allegations I'm Alex throws around, and thoughts on Jeffrey's new poorly timed palette. So from what I've heard, I'm Alex is just not the best friend. Oh, Tasha said, I'm Art School of Doom on Insta. I don't know if you know me. Okay, I thought so, because I definitely thought you were. I was like, this is what I mean, like pictures look kind of familiar, and pictures on Instagram are so teeny tiny, so it's really hard to tell sometimes, but I thought so. She's like, you be watching my story sometimes. Sometimes I do. I'm not on Instagram a ton. I'm trying to be on there more, but I'll watch your guys' stuff when I'm on there. But yeah, as far as I'm Alex, I've heard that he's kind of a shady friend who gets like close to other YouTubers and then will like suddenly distance from them or like make videos about them. People like call him a snake. So I think he's not the greatest person that I've heard of. And as far as Jeffrey's new palette, we had a pretty cool, like, deep conversation about this in the members only group. And I think personally, I wasn't offended by it. I don't think it's a palette that isn't, like, I don't see it and think, I love it, I want to have it. It's not inspiring to me. It doesn't look very good. But that's just my opinion, and I understand why other people are really upset and hurt by it because they've been affected a lot more by what's going on right now. So I totally understand why people are upset, and I think that those are totally valid feelings. But for me, I'm like, it hasn't affected me. Like, the coronavirus has not affected me in the way that it has so many other people, and so I'm not upset, but I understand why you would be, and I respect that. Oh, Flynn Charu said, hello, first time to your live. Hi, welcome. South of Grace said, social media game is so hard when you're a podcaster or YouTuber. I've actually gotten super comfy using Twitter, but it took me a long time to get into using it. Yeah, it is. And the thing is, like, before I started my YouTube channel, I didn't have Twitter at all. And so I was like, okay, I want to get a Twitter so I can, like, keep up on stuff, like, see what's going on. And I check it pretty frequently, but I just forget to tweet things. And I'm like, oh, you have to tweet things, like, to interact with people. And that's the point of people following you on Twitter, is so you can interact with them. And so it's hard. I had to, I have to remind myself sometimes, like, hey, you can say stuff on here, you can tweet stuff. Oscar said there's a woman of color on TikTok that said she's gonna buy it just to see if it can go on darker skin tones. Oh my gosh. I remember when Petty Page tested out the Conspiracy palette and she was like, doesn't work for me, doesn't work for me, doesn't work for me, doesn't work for me. And I feel like that's how a lot of his palettes are. Tasha said, sorry if this is kind of off topic, but can we talk about how many people are getting canceled right now? People really got the time. They literally do. People have the time always. Like, I don't know, and I get it, because I've had this conversation with a lot of you. It's like you get stuck between the rock and a hard place of, do I want to call out this problematic behavior and give this person attention, or do I not want to feed into the attention and let it go? Like, when you're calling people out, as well as, well, sometimes, you know, you can dogpile on somebody for stuff that's really, really petty, and people say they're doing it in the name of justice, when really it's just because you don't like that person, or you don't like their personality and stuff like that. So people have the time. Magical Misfit said, I'm so late now, but I'm wondering about the devil's lettuce. We just started. It's, you haven't missed it. You haven't missed it yet. That was one of the last questions I got asked. South of Grace said, your hubby's stories on Twitter always get me to awe or laugh. He's awesome. Like, and that's the hard part, is I just, like, I don't know. I like talking about current events and, like, other people, and so I don't really post about myself that much. And especially now, with so many things being, like, shut down and not hanging out with friends, I'm like, my husband is my best friend. That's all I'm going to talk about. All right. So then I want to talk about this. The day I posted my Shallon Lester video, Soul Angel Fly commented on the community tab and said, hey, did you realize when you posted this video today that Shallon put a video out yesterday that she's being blackmailed? I'm not going to say my feelings on the matter, but I saw where one of her followers were digging into you. Of course, with the same structure and characteristics that all the videos of any one of her followers defending her after D'Angelo's video. total abstinence from the issues and how seriously septic and toxic her voice is, but most of all, everything and anything that describes her behavior by anyone who cut a video on her disgusting behavior. Now it turns on anyone who makes a video about her. I was like, somebody said I was paying someone to blackmail her. And so I watched Shallon's video, and she's like, I don't believe that this is true. But I wanted to find the comment where somebody said that I was potentially the one blackmailing her. Or blackmailing not blackmailing her, but telling the fan I would buy their private conversations for like $10,000 or something. Oh my gosh, let's see. I commented back and I was like, oh yeah, because I didn't see her video before filming or posting mine, but I watched it after seeing your content, or your comment. I definitely have problems with some of the things she's said and done, but being betrayed by someone she considered a friend like that is so uncool. People can throw my name out there if they want, but I don't have the time or disposable income to initiate the kind of deal she mentioned in the video. So I literally went to Shannon's video and was like control effing searching for Haney. Oh gosh. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about, Oscar. That video got a lot of people upset, and that's fine. Like, they can have whatever reaction they want. And my kind of policy is just, if somebody like disagrees with me, that's fine. And they say like, oh, I actually feel this way, whatever, I'll engage with the comment. But if it's somebody who's actually just like angry or being insulting, I'm like, I'm not gonna give my energy to that. So you guys who are on there like defending me and like talking about, hey, you don't have to approach it like that, so sweet, I love it. But I want you to know, like, do not feel any sort of pressure to interact with those kind of comments, engage with people who want to just be super negative like that. Like, I appreciate it so much, but you do not have to like feel pressured to take up for me, you know? Ugh. What are you guys talking about? I can't remember who the streamer was. Came up with my recommended because Pastel Bell was supposed to be a guest, but then it turned into a trash pile. Oh my gosh. Magical Misfits, you can DM me about that after, because I haven't seen that or heard what you're talking about at all. But, okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and get to the Instagram comments. The questions. Yeah, definitely agree, Oscar. There are ways to go about disagreeing with someone without being aggressive. Yeah. But some people don't want to do that. Some people literally just want to be like super angry. I don't want to give it too much attention, but I was cracking up when that person said, like, who do you think you're fooling with your nice girl act and your calm demeanor? And I was like, oh, how dare I? Like, I know that they're just mad. Like, they don't like me or they don't like what I do, and that's totally fine. But it kind of made me laugh because I was just like, oh, my goodness, who am I to do that? Ooh, South of Grace. I can't remember if it was the J. Aubrey or the Right Opinion who did Shallon Lester video, but I watched it right after I saw your vid, and it left me even more weirded out. I'm so mad that I saw that, because I saw it after I made my video, and I was like, oh, there's so much more I could have included. It was a, I think it was J. Aubrey collaboration with the Right Opinion, but it was posted on J. Aubrey's channel. It was so good. Okay, bye Joker's Ghost, have fun. I mean, maybe school's fun for you, I don't know. Sometimes it's not fun, but I hope you enjoy it. Good job putting your priorities in the right spot. Nicole said, hi, I never comment because I'm a little shy, but I wanted to say happy belated birthday. Thank you so much. I am so glad that you're in here hanging out with us. Okay, so let's get to the questions on Instagram. Jaylee said, do you think Lori Vallow is guilty or innocent? If innocent, then why? We've talked about this case a ton on my channel, and of course anything I say is my opinion. This is not a fact. This is not like me saying that this is the truth. She is innocent until proven guilty. But she did something to those kids, in my opinion. I don't know what happened to them, if it was something where she ended up ending their lives, or they are hidden away, or they've been hurt, or what. But she was part of it. Like, she and Chad definitely set something up. So, I mean, I know her family's coming out talking about, you know, you don't know her, she's not like that, da-da-da-da-da. Of course you're going to defend your family, but I think it's pretty obvious that, yeah, I think she's guilty. She did something in there. There are too many suspicious deaths surrounding both her and her new husband for this to just be a coincidence. So, alright. October Ren said, I'm about to upload a video that slightly... Oh, hi Michaela on Twitter. That's so funny. That slightly talks about internet drama, and I'm scared. How do you deal with their stands if they pop up? I don't. I definitely understand that posting something you know is going to make some people mad is kind of nerve-wracking, and you're like, should I do it? Should I not? I don't want to deal with people being mad or angry or whatever. So I totally understand that, but short answer is, if people come to just be like hateful or really aggressive or really angry, for me, I find that I don't like living in that energy. I don't engage with people who leave those types of comments, because you're never gonna win with people who specifically come to leave mean comments. If somebody disagrees with you, totally fine. If they come at it from a respectful way, I'll engage with those. But people who are literally just there because they don't like you, or they're blindly sticking up for their fave and being super aggressive, or even saying like, this is dumb, this person's great, don't respond, because you're not going to win. You're either going to go back and forth forever and ever and ever and not change anybody's mind and just get more angry and spend time like responding to that until it gets to a point where you're just continually going back to this comment and engaging with someone who's never going to change their opinion on you, or you have to come to a point where you say, okay, I'm done talking to this person and I'm stopping now because I don't want to give any more attention to this. And then in your head, you don't want to walk away because you're like, well, now they're going to think that they won. Now, at the end of the day, they can think they won. They can think they left that comment, and, you know, that's them coming at you and winning because you don't respond, and that's totally fine. But yeah, good luck with your video. Send me a DM when it's up so I can watch it. And don't worry about the stands, because it's not a personal thing. It's just them defending their favorite creator. Okay. Flincher said a lot of them are just wanting a big reaction. Exactly. They want you to say something back. They want to engage in a fight. So. Alright, next comment is from BatBagel99, and it says, best pasta. Ooh. Oscar said, I said to that person that you literally invite and encourage disagreement when it's actually constructive. Yeah, literally. You know, disagree with me. Come on, let's talk about it. I think there's too many people who expect everyone to think just like them and demonize them if they don't. And that's not my gig. Like, we can have different opinions and we can still be cool and talk about things. And I think that's the best way to kind of, I don't want to say like that's the best way to live your life, because I'm not telling anyone how to live, but you're going to find that if you can have constructive conversations with people, you're probably going to be a lot happier and a lot more satisfied with your life, and you're not going to constantly be angry. So Magical Misfit said, weird Twilight Zone, my name is Michaela too, and so I just followed on Twitter. Oh, that's funny, because there was 2 people that just came up. That's so funny. Okay, yeah, so that was from Courtney. Your picture's the same, but your name is different on there. The best pasta, hold on. I meant to grab it before we started this. Let me go get it. Okay. It's called Vallow, and it's from Costco. Organic, made in Italy. It's so good. It is literally the best pasta in the entire world. Oh, different Courtney. Wait. Oh my gosh, we have two Courtneys. Okay. Yeah. So this is literally the best pasta in the entire world. I was somebody for the longest time who was like, pasta's pasta, I'll buy the $1 box and it's fine. Like, pasta's pasta. But then they have that at Costco in a 6-pack, and it was the only kind of pasta they had, so I got it. It's incredible. Oscar said, as long as you aren't impeding on anyone's rights or well-being, go for it. Exactly. Like, as long as you're not being hateful or harmful, my, like, number one quote is, like, as long as you're not hurting yourself or somebody else, you do you. Think how you want, have your own opinion. Just be, like, kind to people. Yeah, that is literally the best kind of pasta. And the best sauce is, it's Rao marinara sauce, R-A-O. What's her name? Oh my gosh, the Barefoot Contessa. What is her name? Ina Garten. She recommended it. She's like, that's the best store-bought pasta. And I agree. Ooh, Oscar had pasta for lunch. Flinchery said hard-boiling pasta and very salty water makes it better. Ooh. Oh, you heard boiling pasta. I put I put salt in my pasta water too. Yeah. Courtney said, I have 2 YouTubes, LOL, still me commenting from my phone. Courtney, you confused me so much there. I was like, wait a second. Hold on. Tasha said, anyone who doesn't salt their pasta water is a heathen. Who raised you? My favorite pasta dish. Well, my favorite pasta dish before I stopped eating dairy was like a nice baked ziti, so good, or like an Alfredo with broccoli, amazing. But now the one that I make like the most often is those noodles with the RAO or Rao sauce and spicy sausage and broccoli, a little meat, a little veggie in there, so good. Ooh, Magical Misfits said I like to toss in a chicken bouillon cube. Ooh. That sounds really good. I love that we're just a little community of pasta lovers. That's like the most common trait to have, but I still love it. Okay, so Bridgie Jorg 7 said, what's something you really appreciate that most people don't think twice about? And I think that, oh, South of Grace, when I learned to use salted water and didn't have to break spaghetti, it was a game changer in my house. My mother did not raise me right in this. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Like, you see it, because I think it makes it easier so it, like, doesn't stick to the, like, sides of the pot. But yeah, you see it a lot. Mary, no! Alfredo sauce is disgusting. The smell of it makes me want to vomit. No, Mary! Okay, to be honest though, I think if I ate it now, it would be like, I'm like, oh, this is too heavy for me. Like, this is not, like, oh, I can't do it. But at the time, it was so good. Ooh, Beyond sausage in your pasta sometimes. That's good. I have like the Morningstar chorizo crumbles. I don't know what, I think they're like made out of soy. They're really good too. All right. And let's see here. Okay, so Sinead. I went back up to see if I was saying your name right. Sinead, have a good sleep. I'll see you later. Darlene said, I love trying other people's spaghetti. Mary Ford said, allowed. I have to make mine a certain way, but if you don't like Parmesan, you aren't gonna like Alfredo. I bet that bouillon is really good. Magical Misfits. Like, that sounds so good. But so the thing that I really appreciate that most people don't think twice about, and like, I don't know anybody's like life experience or what they think about on a daily basis, but something I know that I used to not think about a lot, and I've recently come to realize it, like within the past year, that I appreciate almost every day, is the fact that I have radical responsibility for my life. And at this point, literally like every decision I've made has brought me to where I am, and every decision that I will make can determine what, like, it will determine where I can go. And so I think for a long time, I know this is going to be like maybe not what, a little bit like more serious than what the question was asking for, but for a long time I just kind of took everything as it came, and I was like, all right, well, I guess this is what I'm doing now, and I guess this is where I'm going, and I just kind of didn't take too much agency over my own life. And very recently I realized, like, I can literally choose to do anything I want, and I can make any decision I want, and that will lead me to either something that I really want to do, a place that I really want to go, or it can lead me to maybe just something average. And I think that that's really cool. Bye, Flincheru. See you later. Have a good one. We're having pasta talk. Darlene said, a favorite memory of mine is my dad teaching me how to twirl spaghetti with a fork and a spoon. Oh, that's sweet. That's so fancy. I never do that. But I always used to wonder, like, why do they give you a spoon when you order, like, food, when you order it at a restaurant? Michaela said, my mom makes the best baked mac and cheese. The cheese sauce is made with chicken broth, cream cheese, and shredded cheese. It's so good. If I ate dairy, I would make that. That sounds so good. Ooh, and you sprinkle in cheese cubes and panko on top. So good. Oh, Tori's in here. Hi, Tori. Don't feel like you gotta pop in and out. If you want to focus on your essay, focus on your essay. This will come up after. Or it'll be like re-uploaded after. It'll have to process. But yeah, that's definitely something that I appreciate, is the fact that, you know, no matter what happened in the past, from this point on, I have the ability to change whatever happens in the future. Darlene said, that's the problem with influencers. You mean like not really taking radical responsibility, just kind of letting things happen? Tasha said, I wish I felt that self-actualized. I've just gotten out of a lifelong bad living situation and I'm not on my feet yet. Bad time to try and find a job. Ooh, yeah. Now is kind of, it's kind of sketchy because, oh my gosh, my Sharpie. It's kind of sketchy because if you have a certain kind of job that you're trying to like find work in, it might not be the right time for that, but there are definitely ways to, I don't know, kind of make it work for now. That's the thing, is like, do what you gotta do in the meantime. I'm so glad that you got out of that bad lifelong bad living situation. From now on, it is on you. You can totally do anything to make your life what you want it to be. And I don't know, I know that unemployment is crazy high right now, but I think you'll find something. It's just got to be the right thing, you know? October N said, what industry do you work in? I'm always curious what the YouTubers I watch do. I'm a chemical engineer, well, unemployed right now, but I wonder what others do. Ugh. I'm so sorry that you are unemployed, first and foremost. Secondly, if I said where I worked, or like what industry I worked in, it would be pretty easy to like navigate in on it, and I don't want to like have that out there and have anybody associate what I say on here with what I do for that company, but I am a financial analyst. Oscar said, I feel that way about my body, and being able to get there is going to be so freeing. I am rooting for you so hard, and I'm so excited for when you get there and you just feel like at home and you just feel peaceful. Like, that's gonna be a really cool day. Darlene said people letting others decide for them because they are influencers and they must know best. Yeah, people saying like, oh, well, they wanted this or they expect that. I feel like that happens a lot with Amberlynn Reed. She'll say like, oh, well, you guys left me hate comments, so I quit and you should have known better. Stuff like that. Oscar said the fact that unemployment is higher than minimum wage is actually criminal. I mean, the thing is, if people knew where I worked, that would be fine for me, but like, I don't want anyone to think that what I say aligns with anything that they would say, you know? But yeah, I've definitely heard that like, people are like, well, why would I find a job when I'm getting paid more right now to be unemployed? And part of me is like, cool, like I'm really, really glad that people who've lost their jobs are getting paid a good amount of money, but at the same time, it kind of sucks for people who are working minimum wage jobs who are like, okay, well, you know, I'm working and getting paid less, but I don't know what the solution is to that. UA said, I recently turned 19 and I'm only just started being allowed to make my own decisions. I grew up in a very controlled environment, so I don't know how to handle this sudden independence. I totally feel you on that. Gosh, it is like when you finally have the opportunity to make decisions without worrying about, will I get in trouble? Am I allowed to do this? Stuff like that. It's very easy to kind of just be very impulsive and make bad decisions. And so I totally understand what you are going through with that. But once you kind of get like your wild oats out, it's a really cool thing. Oh, Sathagray said, but if you were fired in some states, you won't get unemployment at all. My brother was fired for, quote, insubordination. And in my state, if you're fired, you don't get unemployment. Ooh. I wonder if people are using like I wonder if like companies are using COVID to be like, oh, well, this person was like a bad employee, they're fired, instead of laying them off. Ugh, you know, like they're lying about it. That's crazy. Christina said, thanks for that. It's hard to get ready to go to college in the fall with all this going on, but now I can remember that I'm in control of me. Yeah, man, people like going to school right now, graduating, stuff like that, you're in such an interesting spot, but I also feel like you can take a really cool approach to it and you can say, cool, like I'm gonna do community college online, and then you don't have to worry necessarily about, well, some people, I think if you were planning on going out of state, it might be a little bit more like rattling, or might be a little bit hard, but I think for certain people, it's going to be cool because you're going to have the opportunity to do like community college classes online at a much cheaper rate, and then you don't have to worry about moving. This is my advice for anybody going to college. Unless you have like scholarships or your family has money, or you are like a financial guru and have saved money to pay cash for your education, go to community college for your first 2 years. Like if you're in a spot where you can stay at home, or you know, can find somewhere close to where you already live and like maybe have roommates, stuff like that, if you can, go to community college. Because yeah, like I don't know, going to college and like having the whole freshman experience, moving into the dorm, stuff like that, it's fun, but it's not everything. And what you experience in college won't be everything. Like there is so much more, and people who put too much focus on the college experience are typically the ones who peak at that college experience. And that's not how I want to perceive myself, as someone who liked college so much that they peaked there, you know? There's so much more to it, like life, than that. You know, I said, I have no wild oats in my soul. I meant mostly things like newly being in uni and starting work and not really knowing how to interact with adults. Ooh. Yeah, that's hard, like figuring out what your new place is after you graduate. Michaela said, graduating college now is pretty scary right now. Not like I had much of a plan to begin with, but now it feels like a whole lot of opportunities have vanished. Man, I definitely understand that. It's like a scary time to be in if you're somebody who's in a time of transition. Again, I know that COVID is a horrible, horrible thing, and so many people are suffering from it, but I have faith that you guys will find something. Even if it's not your dream thing, if you like do the work and have the intention of, I'm gonna find something to make this work, like, I believe in you guys. Christina said, yeah, I'm doing community college and I'm eligible to go to community college for free, full ride. Ooh, take that up, Christina. That's nice. That's good. October said, yeah, if you have a hard major, you don't get to socialize in college anyway. You only have study groups. That's true. If you're working a lot, if you have a really hard major, oof, it's rough. All right. The next one is from Druggy Vibes. It says, why did you start a YouTube channel? What's your goal moving forward? And this is a very big answer that I'm going to try to condense as small as possible. I guess, like, practically, the reason that I started a YouTube channel was essentially to have a hobby. I graduated college a few years ago and started working, and it was like, go to work, come home, hang out, watch TV, go to bed, same thing over and over again. And that, like, for a while I was really hype on not having homework anymore and just like having that separation between work and home. But I definitely wanted like a hobby, and so there were a few different things I tried before I decided to do like content creation as a hobby, and I eventually landed on doing YouTube just because when I was in college, there was like a few years where I was just having a really, really tough time, and watching YouTube videos was one of the things that, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to be dramatic, but it was such a comforting thing for me to have. You know, you can kind of maybe ignore what your current reality is or how stressed you are about something or everything bad that's going on, and you can just focus on what you're watching, and it feels like a personal connection because it's not like a TV show or something super hyper produced. It's like this person, and you feel like this person is your friend even if you don't interact with them. And so eventually I got to this point where I was like, I want people to feel how I felt like when I was watching my favorite YouTubers and I wasn't super happy and I was going through a tough time. Like, I want people to have a place where they feel like they can just come hang out, they can talk, they can feel part of something, feel included in something. And I will, like, I'm gonna get a little bit emotional. The first time somebody commented on my video saying like, this felt like just sitting down having a coffee date with a friend, I was like, that's all I ever wanted. Like that comment was like, this is what I wanted to create. This is what I wanted to have the opportunity to do for people. And so I like cried. I loved it. That was an awesome comment to get. So yeah, that's kind of why I started it. Like I said, I wanted a hobby, and I chose YouTube because I wanted to have people feel the way that I felt when I watched my favorite YouTubers. And I think that that's partially why I'm so hard on Gabby, is because, like, Gabby Hanna, is because during that time she was one of the YouTubers I watched all the time. And so when you see somebody kind of either reveal themselves to be somebody that they're not, or they turn into something that you didn't think they were, it feels kind of like, man, like, I really liked you, I really enjoyed you. I don't want to be like dramatic and say like it's a personal betrayal, but on some kind of level you feel like it is. So yeah, that's why I chose YouTube. And where I see it going is, like, it would be super cool to do like full-time content creation. I would definitely not turn that down if I could work from home and have this be a larger scale thing. That would be super cool. Becca said, I'm currently doing college online because what I want to go to school for isn't available in my area. Online school is where it's at. I mean, maybe not for everybody, but I loved doing online school. Michaela said, thank you. I hope I'm able to figure something out that won't ultimately make me miserable. And Oscar said, having a job you hate isn't honestly the worst. Hope you find something you love, Michaela. I hope you find something you love too. But sometimes if you got to be miserable for a little bit, it's not the end of the world. I worked a job that I hated for like 9 months, and it sucks. Like, working a job you hate sucks, but sometimes the money is really good, or sometimes it shows you what you really value, and you don't think you're gonna hate it at first, and you're like, okay, going forward, I want this, 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 and this, and it gives you a good idea of where to go forward. Tasha said, at my previous job, I was so tired. All I would do is go to work and then come home and sleep. No energy to do anything else. Yeah, like, I definitely have experienced that too. That's the worst when you're in that. Like, when you're in that space of, like, I'm so exhausted. I literally can't do anything. Like, I just gotta go to bed. Michaela said, you definitely achieved that, B. Thank you. South of Grace said, it was very similar to my podcast. We started doing an Outlander TV show podcast, but then we wanted something more long-term. That's why we switched to movies, and I just love podcasts I listen to them all the time at work as a cataloger, which is a very interpersonal job. Yeah, that's super cool. You just kind of, like, you want something, and it's, like, creating content is a really cool, rewarding thing to do. You said, oh, I feel the same about Gabby. Her whole weight loss confidence journey era was so inspiring to me at the time. Yeah, and that's what I think for a lot of us is, like, we have these influencers who we really like, and so when they let us down, it's really just kind of, you know, we take it really personally, or even if we understand that it's not personal, it still kind of gets you, and you're like, oh, man, that sucks. South of Grace said, I don't talk to anybody else for most of the day at work, so it's nice to have something to fill my ear. Yeah, like, when you just have something that, like, it's familiar to you, it feels kind of intimate, and you know, like, I know these people, I know their humor, I know what to expect, even if it's a new video or new content or a new podcast, new topics, stuff like that. It's like such a comforting thing. October Run said, man, it sucks to see her manipulate people. I felt it when she did the Pathological Liar X video, and now I feel like she lied. At least now I can be honest about her music being bad. October Run, you don't like her music? I've said, I'm like, I don't like how Gabby Hanna's presenting herself now. I don't like her new content, but her music is good. Oh, no. Chantel said, you definitely brighten a lot of days for me. Thank you. I'm so glad that I can do that. Oscar said, I hate my job right now, but I just got to save money so I can do what I need to do. So in a way it's worth it, but definitely mentally exhausting. Yeah. That's one of those things where that's like one of the sucky parts of being an adult is sometimes you got to do stuff that sucks, but you're like, think about the big picture. Think about the vision. Ugh. South of Grace said, also, I'm popping out now to go watch a movie for the pod. Talk to you later. Bye, Grace. Enjoy the movie. October Red said the lyrics are trash, man. Some of them, but I like a lot of her music. Okay, moving on. MK45, aka Spencer, because Spencer's somebody who also has a different name on YouTube than on Instagram, but we're in the DMs a lot, so I recognize the name. Spencer said, what's your favorite part of the day? And I think my favorite part of the day is probably the morning. Yeah, I can't say there's a day that I like really look, or like a part of the day that I really look forward to, but I really like, I start work really, really, really early, and so I get up when it's dark. And so I feel like you kind of have the opportunity to do like your little morning routine and set yourself up for a good day. Plus, I like watching the sunrise. I like hearing, we have 2 trees outside, and so birds like to hang out there, and so I'll hear them like chirping in the morning, sit outside for a little bit. It's just like, it's nice in the morning. And plus in Arizona, any other time is super freaking hot, so I like it before it gets too hot. Tanera Bear said, crappy people can only hide they're crappy for so long. Also, I agree, her music is not for me. Yeah. That's true. Eventually, who you are is going to come out. Oh, UA said, I never liked her music back when I used to watch her, but I surprisingly love her new songs, which is annoying. Gosh. That is the worst, though, is because I'm like, I want to play her music, but I feel like if I play it, that's supporting things that I don't agree with. Because I think you can, like, separate the art from the artist in a lot of cases, but when it's so personal with YouTube, I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. Christina said, I feel like I'm learning more being an adult through this live. Knowledge drop. Tasha said, I've recently been starting my day with sun salutation every morning. It's seriously so nice. Yeah, it kind of, like, for me, for the longest time, I was like, I get up so early anyway. I can't get up any earlier to, like, do a little morning thing. But eventually I was like, okay, like, is that a lie that you're just telling yourself so you don't have to do something inconvenient? And it was. And so now I'll get up and I have, like, affirmations that I say, and I try to, like, shake my body and, like, just kind of, like, wake myself up. Because I'm somebody who really likes to sleep in, but I also really like to get up early. So it takes me a while to get up. So I'll just, like, shake. And it's so funny. I got up on Saturday, and I was, like, listening to music, like, dancing. And the song got over, and my husband walked in. He's like, were you dancing in here? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. And he walked out. And I'm like, I love that you just accept that that's what I'm doing. I'm dancing by myself at 7 a.m. in our bedroom. It is what it is. Oscar said, I need to actually use my Instagram more. I was waiting to use it for a future transition timeline situation, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you could have 2 Instagrams. You could make one when you start that and then, like, just have kind of like a personal one. Mary Forrest said, my favorite time of day is always when I'm done with work and homework for the day and can shower and then just chill for the rest of the night. Yeah, that's nice. When you're like, I'm done with everything, I can just relax. Michaela said, in high school, I would drive to school early just so I could sit in the parking lot and watch the sunrise while blasting my angsty teen music. Low-key miss those times. I love that. Chantel said, I'm a night owl all the way. Mornings are a big no for me. I used to love staying up super, super late, but sometimes your schedule says, nope, you're not going to get to do that anymore. And you got to go to bed at like 9 o'clock. Tasha said, I have 3 Instagrams. I really need to chill. Why do you have 3 Instagrams? I mean, I feel like having 3 Instagrams, but that seems like a lot. Chantel said, I can barely function at 7 a.m., let alone dance. It's hard because you just got to say, okay, like, get up. My thing is, like, I can't snooze. I can't lay in bed. I can't get on my phone. It's as soon as my eyes open, okay, stand up. Like, it's hard. You got to force yourself to do it. Okay, so I think we only have, like, 2 more questions. And then if you have any other questions, I can answer them. Okay, so I try it. Steph said, how are you hoping during quarantine? Hope you're doing well. That's such a sweet question. Thank you. But I kind of feel insensitive saying this, but I'm doing okay. I feel like I got very, very blessed and very lucky with where I'm at right now, like when this quarantine hit, because like I'm trying to think. I like spaced out for a second. Obviously it's been an adjustment, but I went from working in an office every day and just listening to podcasts, not talking to people, to staying at home and working in my house all day and listening to podcasts. So I'm an introvert. We've been over this. I like being home, and so my company was very, very incredible and allowed all of us to start working from home. So that's where I've been. That's fine. I haven't had a loss of income, which is something I'm super grateful for, and I feel very, very blessed for that. But it's like, it gets kind of hard sometimes. I was thinking about how last year at this time I was in California with my husband, and we were like drinking Trulies in the hotel room and going down to Huntington Beach and like walking around, hanging out, going to the ocean, stuff like that. And so it's like, if things were normal, that's probably where we would have been this past weekend. And so that kind of sucks. Canceling sports is a definite bummer. I love hockey, and so we tend to go to a lot of hockey games. And I remember I went to a spring training game for baseball with some friends on a Saturday, and then we were like, okay, next Saturday we're going to go to this hockey game, and in that week they shut down sports. And so it was a very quick like jolt of like, okay, things are all changing now, but I've been okay. Plus, my state is open back up, so some people are under a lot tighter restriction, and they're probably having a bit harder of a time. So I am very lucky and appreciative. I mean, I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong. I don't know if we should be in a stricter lockdown, but my state, a lot of stuff has opened back up. So, you know, we can go get like takeout from a restaurant. We can go sit on a patio. I went to lunch with my mom on Friday, and they definitely had people like distanced out, and you had to like wait, and they had to sanitize everything, but things are kind of getting back to normal a little bit, which is nice. So, Tasha B said, is it weed time? That's the next question. Courtney said, I usually get up between 9 and 11 every morning. Can't believe I used to wake up at 5 every day. Dude, yeah, that's how I was when I like started going to college. I was like, I'm gonna pick the latest classes I can. October Wren said, I used to have to get up at 4:30 to talk to third shift technicians to train because my coworkers were mad at me because I was losing weight. Rude. Chantal said, OMG, you're a hockey fan too, B. Who's your team? The Coyotes. I love hockey. So, I mean, home team, obviously, Coyotes. My husband's favorite team is Ottawa, the Senators. So, I'll root for them if they're in town. And then, like, my OG home team are the Blackhawks because I'm from Illinois. So, those are my three. Who are yours? Mary said, I can't relate to being an introvert. I was dying in quarantine, but my state has started to open up, and now I'm working too. Ugh, I'm telling you, I truly hope that, like, once everything is reopened back up, they still give us the option to work from home, because I'm like, this is everything I ever wanted. Oh my gosh. Tasha said, Hong Kong is opened back up again. They've had 0 cases for a long time now. Hopefully it comes for the U.S. soon. Yeah, that would be really great. Oscar said, I feel iffy about it. I'm still not really trying to go anywhere. Yeah, that's like where I'm at, because I'm like, I definitely don't want to stay inside for too long and kind of get to the point where like my immune system isn't like actively working on stuff. Like, I think if I stay inside too long, it's going to be kind of rough when I start socializing normally again. So I'm trying to like go out every now and then and do things other than grocery shopping, but I'm also like carrying a spray bottle of hand sanitizer with me. Tanera Bear said, I'm an introvert. Hubby's essential, so he worked through this whole thing, but I live in Alberta, Canada. Don't feel bad. Yeah, my husband is an essential worker too, and so he's been out and about. He works by himself most of the time, which is nice. So he's not like exposed to as many people as like a doctor would be, or a cashier or something like that. But yeah, so for us it's been kind of business as usual. We're just staying home a lot more. Michaela said, as an extrovert, I'm desperate to go back out into the world and spend time with my friends. I live in Chicago, so it's probably gonna be a bit before it's safe to see them. Yeah, that's one of like the most like things that bummed me out. It's just like you have plans with friends and you're like, oh, sorry guys, guess not. And it's not like it's a law or anything, but you have this kind of like moral obligation to be like, who's in your family? Do you spend time with people who have who have compromised immune systems? Are you with somebody who's older? Like, it's this whole thing where it's just like, let's just wait. Let's hold off. Chantal said, Sens are my team. Ah, that's so fun. Everyone, we live in Arizona, so everybody's like, why do you like the Sens? Like, are you from Canada? It's just his favorite team. You guys are twinsies. Ah, Christine's from Illinois too. It says I'm offline. Oh no. I think it's telling me that it's time to answer the last question. So, let me know if we're good, guys. I went offline for a second. So let me know if we're back online. Gosh, I have had 2 technical difficulties. Okay, it looks like we're back on here. Okay, cool. There we go. Chantal said, as a Canadian, I have a tough time understanding America opening up again. 100,000 dead and you open up. No. Yeah, I'm just glad that I don't have to make those decisions, that I'm not in any way responsible for what we do on a large scale. Like, I have to have compassion for people in those positions, because it's like, whatever you do, there's gonna be negatives to it, and people aren't gonna be happy, so I could never do it. But okay, cool. You guys are good. It literally said, like, you're offline and had, like, a little cloud with a strike through it, but cool. Alright, last question. It's from Becca Ray, and it says, do you by any chance smoke pot? What are your views on it? My views on pot are, I don't have a problem with it. I don't smoke pot. It's not recreationally legal in my state, and so, like, due to my job, well, I don't know, like, even if I didn't have a job, I don't know that I would smoke it. I'm kind of like a stickler for stuff like that, so I don't personally smoke pot, but I don't have a problem with it. And I think it's, I don't want to say it's like healthy, but it has a lot of benefits for people, and people like it. They do it recreationally, it relaxes them, they enjoy it. You do you. Dang, this chat really isn't gonna come back up. Yeah, I use CBD products with no THC just because, again, it's illegal unless you have like a like medical card in my state. So I think if it became recreationally legal in my state, I don't know, I would definitely try it. I would see, like, is this something I want to do? But as of now, I don't smoke it. But my views on it are, if you like it, do it. You do you. Chantal said, I'm prescribed medical marijuana. Yeah, a lot of people have medical. And, I don't know, like, they do that here, but I'm like, I don't really need it. It's too much work for me to, like, go and, like, get a prescription and do all that for something that I don't really care about doing anyway. Because I know a lot of people will, like, go get it so they can have it recreationally, because there's been talk about how, like, lax it is and how easy it is to get a prescription. So I'm like, you do you. You guys said, what's Haney's Instagram again? It's Inside the Honeycomb. Michaela said, gotta peace out, but this has been fun. Happy belated birthday, B. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my view on it. I don't do it, but you do you. I drink a lot of Trulies and a lot of light beer. That's my thing. So if anyone has any other questions, feel free to shoot them out and we'll talk about them. But that's all I had for like, questions that people sent in on Instagram. Chantal said it's all legal up here. That's cool. I think it's really, like, from what I've heard, it is very beneficial to have it be legal, because not only is it another revenue stream that's coming into your local economy that can be redirected towards really cool things like fixing roads, going to public schools, stuff like that, but it also, I think, is beneficial in terms of crime, because if you're not worried about somebody having weed on them or having a pipe on them or whatever, that frees you up to focus on, like, violent offenders or people who are doing things that really should be concerned. Because the thing is, weed is illegal because it benefits pharmaceutical companies. And I know that. Like, that's a common fact. But at the same time, I'm a stickler where I'm like, well, if it's illegal, I'm not going to do it, you know? So it's just one of those things where it's like, it's dumb that it's illegal, but it is. And so for me, that's where I'm at. October said cat or dog person. Definitely a dog person. I had dogs all growing up. I have a dog now. I think cats are super cute, but I don't love the idea of having a litter box, and I don't love the idea of having, like, an outdoor cat that sometimes comes in and, you know, like, going in and out, not knowing where it's at during the day, stuff like that. So I think cats are super cute, but definitely a dog person. Schneider said, yeah, it's legal here, so it's pretty normalized. And that's the thing, like, it isn't this crazy outlandish thing. Like, it's literally weed. Like, it's, I don't know, I don't think it's a big deal, but I don't know. It's interesting because so many people don't know a lot about it, and so they think it's like this crazy gateway drug. It's gonna lead you to do heroin and all this stuff, and it's like, man, like, maybe learn a little bit more. Yeah, some people do sketchy stuff who smoke weed, or so they can smoke weed, but that doesn't mean that it's inherently bad. Chantel said, do you have any pets other than your pup? No, I just have one dog. We've been wanting to get another dog, but we want to wait a little bit just because, I don't know, it's like, for us, the house that we're in now is pretty good sized, but I think if we had a bigger dog, it would feel very tight, and so we want to wait and see if we can, like, move to a bigger place eventually, and then we'll get another dog. But we want to get one that's hypoallergenic, because you guys have seen Liberty. She sheds like a full chihuahua's worth of hair, like, daily. Like, you could make a chihuahua out of the hair that she sheds every day. It's insane. Oscar said the only reason it even became illegal and demonized is because of racism. True. Facts. Where's the lie? Yeah. Have you heard the, I don't know if any of you guys listened to Mile Higher podcast with Kendall and Josh, but they played, like, an old anti-marijuana commercial, and it's like, they're going crazy. And it's just like, my gosh. Associating it with jazz and, ooh, it's ridiculous. KP1 said devil's lettuce. LL, you're funny. I didn't want to put pot in the title or, like, weed in the title, because I didn't know if YouTube would be like, oh, no, you can't talk about it. Chantel said every time I go to a shop, it's all people from, like, 50 to 70. I believe that. There are a lot of people who, like, a lot of older people who, like, they want that weed. Oscar said, I love your dog. Thank you. I love her too. Christina said, what breed is your dog? She is a stray. Well, not a stray. She's our dog now, but she was a stray. So I don't know what she is completely, but we think she's a blue heeler border collie mix. We think. But she literally, like, we have a de-shedder, and you could just go at her for hours and hours and hours, and she would still have more to shed. So I end up vacuuming, like, twice a week. I love her. She's the best dog in the world. But, like, I can't do another one like her. Christina said, oh no, not jazz. Right? Like, the horror. I think about sometimes like what things were like in the past, and I'm honestly like, I don't think I could live back then. When they say, I mean, there are still stigmas about certain things, and yeah, but like, oh, you can't get a divorce, it's frowned upon. Women wearing pants is frowned upon. Women using swear words is frowned upon. I'm like, Snare Bear said my dad immigrated from Holland, so it was kind of looked at differently by my family just because of their culture. Yeah, I can see that. In America, we definitely have a history of demonizing it. So other countries definitely look like... Oh, camera's out of focus. Shoot. Sorry, I'm trying to get it back in. Oscar said a lot of weed tube channels actually got deleted, I think, last year, so one of them made their own app for weed content. Cool. Ooh. Sorry, guys. I know I'm blurry. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to get back to it. You said, haha, my country still has a lot of those rules. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Am I better? I should be good. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, I don't know, people are always gonna have like opinions on it. It's kind of like with drinking and stuff like that. People are gonna not like drinking, or they're gonna think it's bad, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, like drinking is definitely a lot more dangerous when you are irresponsible about it than weed, but at the same time, whatever, like you can have your own opinion. October Ren, no. She said that reminds me of a video I'm doing next month, living as a biblical wife, where I'll have to be subservient to my man and camp on my cycle. It's not going to be fun, but it'll make a point. You're so brave. Gosh, you are so brave. Because, like, I get you're doing it as like for a video, but I swear to God, if Rick ever tried to tell me what to do, I would say, excuse me, like, we are literally, that's something really cool is, I know some people like to have more, like, those more traditional roles, and definitely I would, like, if I don't care about a decision, I'll defer to him and just be like, I don't care, like, make whatever decision you want. And also, if there are scary noises outside, you're gonna go check them out. But we both work, we both make decisions, we both cook and clean and stuff, and so again, if I had to be subservient, I would not be happy. All right. I'll do one more question because we're over an hour. Oscar said, I don't like drinking, but as long as you're responsible, live your life. Yeah, and see, like, that's the thing. Everyone's going to have different opinions, different preferences, but again, it's like, as long as you're not hurting yourself, others, you do you. There are literally no, like, proven harms of using marijuana other than, I think, probably if you smoke it, it's probably not good for you. Like, smoking anything, I can't imagine is good for your lungs. But, like, marijuana use doesn't have harmful side effects, so why is it such a big deal? But Courtney said they're your partner, not boss, for a reason. Exactly. Wait, I'm scared to take a drink because I feel like last time that's when my camera went out of focus. Sorry, it gets hot in this room. Anyway. Alright. If there's any more questions, get your little fingers tapping, type them in now. But other than that, that was all I had for Instagram and the community tab questions. This was really fun. I'm definitely glad that you guys hung out with me on this, because I know that this isn't like my typical content doing stuff about me. Yeah, a lot of it's about my opinion, but not about me as a person. So very cool that you guys sent in questions and hung out with me for this. And I know that you guys are in a bit of a delay, so I will give like another minute or so for any other questions to come in, but other than that, I think that'll be it. Also, for next week's video, do we have any suggestions? Because I'm thinking I want to do a bit of a deeper look on Micah Stauffer and potentially react to their video, her video and her husband's video about their adopted son that they ended up rehoming. So let me know if you want that, if that's okay with you, if you'd be interested in that, or if there's another topic that you want reaction or commentary on. And last question will be from Oscar. What's your favorite thing you ever crocheted? I think my favorite thing I ever crocheted. That's really hard. It's like a tie. So I made a beanie for my niece when she was like a baby because she was going to Portland, and my sister sent me a picture of her in it, and she looked so freaking cute, and so I loved that. But I also made like a camo beanie for me that I really, really like and I wear a lot. And I made like wrist cuffs, like warmers. They're not like gloves, but they cut off right here. And those are really cute and I like those. I don't crochet a ton of like super artsy stuff. It's more just like practical stuff. So that might be kind of boring, but that's what my answer is. Okay, Tynabra said, yes, please, Justine. It's so heartbreaking. Ugh. Christina said that sounds interesting. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts, and I think I know some of you guys have people in your family who have autism or other special needs. I personally, my brother has autism and other special needs, and so I saw Rachel Oates' video about it today, and I think I can give kind of a different perspective coming from somebody who personally has a family member with special needs. So I think it's an interesting conversation to have, and I think it's a really important thing to talk about. I know that it's not like the typical mainstream topics that we usually cover, but I thought it would be interesting to do. So I'm glad that you guys think that that sounds like something you'd like to see. So cool. Megan Renee, I'm so sorry. You finally made a live, but you hate that you only caught the tail end. I'm so sorry, but it will be re-uploaded. It's gonna take a little bit to process, and then it will be re-uploaded so you can watch the rest of it. Oscar, did I ever talk about the situation Nan's partner system was in? I did. That was actually something, well, I'll talk about it just a little bit because I have a lot of opinions, but it's a very dark situation, so trigger warning coming up right now. I talked about it in the members only group because it is something that is pretty dark and pretty upsetting. But we watched the live that Nan did, and they basically said that it was an accident. Essentially, they had a blog where they drew this cartoon, this explicit cartoon imagery, and people would commission things from them. They would put their other artwork up, stuff like that, and then they foolishly made the mistake of uploading innocent characters who were underage but made to look sexual and were in the process of sneezing, and they accidentally uploaded it to that blog. And I was like, that's not an accident. Like, you don't accidentally upload something like that and leave it there. That was a decision. And so I mean, people can have their own opinion on whether it's okay, whether it's not. I think because it took me a little bit to come to the realization of like, they're cartoons, is this wrong? But after thinking about it, I was like, yeah, because you are saying that you are drawing cartoon characters that are known to be underaged and portrayed as being underaged in a way that is attractive to you, I think that's indicative of something a little bit darker. Plus, they had said that they drew pictures of one of their alters, Jeremy, sneezing, which is part of their fetish, and it made Jeremy very uncomfortable. And so, but Nan was like, well, it was cute. Like, I just thought it was cute that you were sneezing, and so I drew pictures of you sneezing. But Jeremy was like, I mean, I don't know what Jeremy said, but it was very clear that Jeremy was uncomfortable with that, and Nan didn't care. And so I don't think that's cool. But yeah, Toyar said that stream had so much to unpack. It was such a long stream that, yeah, it was a lot. And I definitely, another reason that I didn't really want to talk about it on a full live stream is not only because of the graphic content, but because of the fact that Nin had said, like, please give us some space, give us some time, and so I didn't want to make a whole stream about it. But the basics, when it gets down to it, I don't think it's okay. I think it's very upsetting, and I don't think it was an accident or a mistake. I think it was a decision that was made on multiple occasions to draw these cartoon characters who are known to be underage in a sexual way. Oh, yeah. Oscar said they also did a video of all of them sneezing. We tried to find it, but obviously all of Nan's stuff is gone. And it still is. But I thought I remembered seeing something about that. But, yeah. It's not cool. I feel bad that this was... I feel bad for the timing of this, but I think it's important that Nin at least knows about it. I mean, I don't know how much of it is our business, but it was put out publicly on the internet, so we have the right to talk about it. But I definitely feel bad for Nin in the situation, not knowing the extent of the sneeze fetish and all that, and just the timing of it with everything else happening. There was a lot of negative attention surrounding the dissociative identity disorder community, and so I think just the timing of it was really rough. But yeah, yep, so that's essentially how I felt about it. If anyone retroactively does join the Off Limits membership, all the streams are left up, so if you want to head in there, hang out, watch it, you are more than welcome to. But what it boils down to is not okay. But that is all I will say about that. Pretty much done here. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for asking your questions. I saw a lot of you came into Instagram and followed me there, and on Twitter as well, so that's really cool. If we do this again, you'll be able to send in your questions and participate. Also, I like to just ask a lot of questions anyway on my Instagram stories, so that way we can talk, chat, hang out, and I look forward to doing that with you guys there. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.